I've been wanting to make this video for a little while, and I didn't make it because I was a little bit afraid of who would see it and the people that would judge me for saying it, right? And like family members thinking that I'm crazy, but it's a little bit too late for that because they kind of know who I am now. But at some point, there must have been some point in your life, I'm just guessing right now, but maybe there was a point in time when you thought that you could change the world because you woke up. You had a great awakening in this life, and you finally realized that the world is not what it seems. The world is so fake to the point where you feel like you can do something, and you need to do something, and you will go out and find as much information that is wrong with the world and go out of your way to change everyone else's opinions about the world, starting off with your mom and dad, to your brothers and sisters, to your external family, and then your friends, and then you'll go through the phase of being called what's it called, a schizo or woke, you know. And you'll have a phase of being outcasted by your friends slightly, and people will either unfriend you or just look at you differently or treat you differently, and you will see the world differently as well. You'll have a phase of almost like, I don't know if you've seen the film They Live, when he puts on these shades and he can see the world for what it is, and all the propaganda and alien, like, it's pretty much like a world which is run by reptilians, and he starts to see all the reptilian people that are behind these skins that are humans, and not all of us are actually human conscious beings. So he starts to see the world for what it really is, and you end up realizing that this world is an upside down world. We live in an inverse universe. So the bad stuff in life is hyped up and considered cool, and people go out of their way to do that. Like, we demonize people preaching, and we demonize the truth, and we demonize people having righteous beliefs, but then we raise the voices of people who speak on things that are almost like, not sadistic, but things that are against nature. You know, we make movies, like, for example, we make movies about murderers, and we fantasize about adultery, and things that are absolutely diabolical and almost disgusting are glamorized in industries like Hollywood, in music, in entertainment, and it's pushed and shoved down your throat to make you believe that this is the way of the world, and this is the right way, and this is how we always were. No, we were not always this way. We did not always live this way. And I'm not saying this from experience, but I'm saying this from historical reference. Okay, yes, there obviously were societies and cities and places where this kind of stuff probably happened, and it doesn't mean that it was right. And I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong, but you will start to see the world for what it truly is, and you'll know that it's almost demonic. I think it is. I think it's enough to say that we live in such a satanic world in its principle, because we glamorize things and put things on a pedestal that I know 95, maybe 99% of us do not agree with, and we do not like what we are seeing, except we just live amongst it and we abide by it, and we're just trying to get to work, we're just trying to feed our family, We're just trying to pay our mortgage, and we're just trying to make sense of everything and grow old and die together, right? And be a good father, be a good brother, be a good husband, be a good, son. All these things, we're just trying to be those things. We don't really have time to give a shit about what's going on. It's just music, it's just entertainment, it's just movies. But then you start to wake up and be like, why is it like this? Why has it always been like this? Maybe I can tell people it's like this, and then they would start to see the world differently, and then they would not do the things that I've chosen to do, like change the same way I've changed. Not every single person is going to see the world for what it is, and not every single person is going to react to that information the way you will react to it. So a lot of the time you will get disappointed with the reaction that you will get from revealing the information that you have seen or have decoded in this reality. You will come across stuff that has affected your soul in such a way, and when you go to tell someone, they don't even have the recoil or the understanding or inner standing to be like, to process it and change their ways, or even see the world in a different light to what it was. So you will get upset, and then you'll fall into that pit, and we call it the pit because it's that point of depression where you'll see comments, or like you'll see things online when people will just say like, I hate this world, I don't want to be here, I hate it here. That's because you're in the pit right now, and what you're seeing is you're seeing the world from down below upwards, looking up at the sky, and all you can see is this one section of the world. You're not looking at the bigger picture because you're not seeing the entire world. You're not seeing the other half of people who are seeing the world as you are seeing it, or even have learnt more than you and have learnt to deal with it and have learnt to actually make sense of it in a better way, or let's just say in a more mature, progressed way. And as you adapt and as you evolve, once you learn more and more information, you will come to terms with things, but you will also learn to deal with your feelings about these things, if that makes any sense, right? So you won't be a complete mess when learning about this information. It's almost like the path of the ancient scholars that used to learn the secrets of this universe. Once they knew the secrets of the universe, they had to kind of isolate themselves. It was anything. It was about learning like the occult or religious sects that learn about things which weren't really available to the masses, which are highly available to people nowadays. Those things were not meant to be seen or heard by everyone. That's why it's occult, because it's hidden. And a lot of the time, minds and souls cannot deal with that kind of information because it breaks their reality. It breaks them. They can't even cope. You can't cope with this new life because you think, oh, you're this new being. No, it actually takes years to become a new being. It takes years to develop into something that information was meant to be held to. So try not to stay in that behavior or in that personality for too long, because you're not designed to be that person that just hates the world. God wouldn't have told you that information if you weren't ready for it and if you weren't able to cope with it, because he will only give you things that you are able to carry. And with time, you'll be able to bear that weight. And whether you find it useful or not, that information is up to you and how you use it. I'll give you an example. I learned how to use gematria, and I learned how to use numerology in order to figure a few things out in my life, and when to time and how to use pattern recognition in reality, when to be risky and when to stand and when to call it off, and then hide a little bit, and when to make moves, big moves, financial, emotional, family things, all those kind of things. That was helped by me learning about numerology and gematria. If you want me to talk about that, I can talk about that in another video. But that's just an example of things that really opened my eyes in this universe. And maths does not lie. I think maths is the language of God. So, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. If you're someone who's waking up or did wake up during that pandemic period, or maybe you're older than me and you woke up during like the Iran war or during 9/11. I know I was a young boy then. If that was you and you were waking up and you had this, let's say, 5 to 10 year period of doom and gloom, and now you're kind of evolving from that process now, good on you, because it takes a little while. And if it took you a few years, that's great as well. But it's an endless pursuit, and you never need to, you can't stop learning. You have to continue the pursuit of learning at all times, because it's only going to compound later on in your years. This life is brilliant and it's amazing, and it's worth every single second. The ups and downs. When someone gives you £1 or $1, you can't just have one side of it. You got to have happiness and sadness, heaven and hell, as above so below. Anyway, I love you and leave you guys. We can talk about numerology another time. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, tell me what you liked about it, and I'll make more of this kind of content. Peace, guys.